Hi, and greetings once again from Lamas in Tarapoto, Peru. I wanted to talk today about quite an interesting subject, something that our guests ask us often, or ask the maestro, the curandero, which is how to interpret the visions and experiences that they have during ayahuasca ceremonies, how to understand or rationalize or make sense of what the medicine's trying to tell them, show them. What are they meant to do? Sometimes people have really dark or scary visions, or receive messages or informations or see things, and there's this confusion around whether or not to take that information literally, or what to hold on to and what to let go. The reason I wanted to talk about this is because I see so often on ayahuasca forums and communities people trying to make blanket statements about, oh, all dark ceremonies are just your shadow and you need to face it and that's all it is, or there are dark spirits and that's what it is and the shaman's not doing their job, and if they are, it will be all love and light, or these kinds of blanket statements. And the really important point that I wanted to share, because I care about you and I want your experience to remain grounded, I want it to be helpful for you, I want you to do something with the healing, not to just get lost in this kind of like endless journeying without any direction or without any way to integrate it into your life. What I say to you about this question, how shall I interpret my ceremonies, is this medicine is teaching you to hear your spirit. This medicine is teaching you to be connected with your own heart's truth, your own higher guidance. Nobody other than you can tell you what your ceremonies mean. The advice that I can give you from my own experience is don't always take everything literally. For example, one guest of ours had a ceremony where he saw himself committing suicide, and he was very disturbed about this. He didn't understand how to navigate that. And what I explained to him, because I've had similar experiences of different stuff, is that bringing that experience into your consciousness, allowing you to see and feel what it would be like to take your own life, is something that you need to see and feel and think about in that time for your own highest good. Ayahuasca is a very highly evolved consciousness, and she knows what triggers us. I explained to this man, what did it make you feel? What does it make you think about? What does it make you fear? Or what does it make you question? This is where the integration and the healing comes in. It doesn't mean he's going to kill himself. It means he needs to think about on a really deep level, feel on a really deep level what that would mean and where that could be coming from. Part of the reason that I prefer to work with dieta, with longer periods of healing, so that people have time to process one ceremony, have the time and the space and the solitude and reflection to go deeper and deeper and deeper. And the plants love this. The plants love when they have time to work with people. I always talk about these other plants, the master plants, not just ayahuasca. And I truly believe that the reason this type of healing is so famous in Peru is because of the other plants that work with the ayahuasca to help guide us. Another interesting thing about interpreting ceremonies, dark ceremonies, being covered in bugs, feeling like you're going to die, falling into a void, being very, very scared, seeing demonic faces or monstrous things. Anyone who is starting out on the path working with medicine, my advice is be very, very, very careful who you choose to drink with and where you choose to go. And once you have placed trust in that person, let go. Surrendering to those fears, especially in your initial experiences with ayahuasca, from what I've seen, is the first step. As we progress further along in our own personal shamanic adventure, our own personal shamanic experience, every shaman develops their own cosmology, their own understanding, their own collection of allies, spirits. There's no absolute reality here. This is personal work. And it's really important to understand, for example, spirit animals. Okay, this is something that often comes through many different shamanic traditions. And I was in a ceremony once where the guests asked the shaman, "Can you tell us what our spirit animal is, please? Can you look?" And it's not really that straightforward. The spirit of an animal, or the energy of a animal kingdom, a specific race of animal spirits, that's something that may come in and out in different ceremonies. I've had lots of different animals that come and go over time, over years of work. The wolf keeps coming back to me. Sometimes I turn into a wolf. I remember one being in a ceremony where I felt a little unsafe, and the wolf came, and I turned into a wolf, and my top lip started growling. But it's the slow unfolding of what that wolf's energy means, what the protection of the wolf means. And after these recurring dreams and visions and synchronicities and connections, okay, I know that I sit with wolf medicine, with wolf energy. It's a spirit animal that is part of who I am personally. So patience is a huge thing. So many people want to come, and maybe they want to do one ceremony or 2 or 3 ceremonies, or they keep doing more and more ceremonies, but then they have to go to work, or it's just a weekend thing. Having the wisdom unfold takes time and patience and integration. So please don't rush to any conclusions. I've had the medicine tell me that I'm going to die when I'm 50 or 60 many times. And interestingly, through the shamanic diets that I'm doing here, the fear of death is something, not the intellectual fear of death, but the fear of death as it is in our body is a very deep concept, is something that I keep working with. That's something deeper that's happening for me. But this, I try not to attach myself too much to that message that keeps coming through, because maybe the ayahuasca is telling me that to make me seize the moment. Don't wait to have kids till I've got enough money. Don't think I'm going to do it later. Live life now, because of what my personality's like. I'm a bit of a planner and a bit of a controller, and or maybe I am going to die when I'm 50 or 60, and I'm being given that information basically for the same reason, but I don't spend too much time investing in that. Also, we might connect with different beings, star systems, angels. We might be told that we have DNA lineage to certain things, We live in a society that disempowers us. Many Westerners feel that they have no ancestry, they have no history that they can be proud of, they feel cultureless. And while I encourage each and every one of you to explore your internal cosmology, your spirit guides, the support that you have, hold lightly to the reservations, hold lightly to the revelations as they come, because it's a constantly evolving process, and the ego likes to get in there and grab what the medicine teaches us, and then the mind gets in the way. It starts to distort the nature of it. This is why a lot of shamans won't talk about what they see in ceremony. They'll say, your body is dirty, you need a good cleaning. Or they'll say, you need some of this or that. They're not saying, I saw a cobra and I was riding on it, and in my past life I was an Indian cobra tamer. Because when we talk like this, we engage the mind, and it disconnects us sometimes from our feeling intelligence, our intuitive intelligence, our higher intelligence. So I talk and speak and share knowledge because I'm a spokesperson, and that's what I do. But just, take everything with a grain of salt, even if you're not meant to be eating salt because you're drinking ayahuasca. The weird irony. But yeah, that's my 2 cents on how to interpret your ceremonies. Go slow and don't get too attached to telling a story. Let it unfold and know that there is no absolute truth. This is what I believe. There is no absolute version of reality. Paradox is inherent to the shamanic path. And there are so many infinite dimensions and frequencies of intelligent consciousness spiraling out from that fundamental oneness that so many of us feel with the medicine. That to pick and choose and say this is how it is it's naive, and it can restrict us from learning more. So I wish you all the very best, seekers, and many blessings and safety in all of your ceremonies. Ciao from the Garden of Peace in Peru.